Well, football fans, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. It means it's time to finally recap Week 16, and Week 16 was off the chain. Uh, it started with a nice Christmas gift for us Packer fans, the elimination of the Minnesota Vikings. Oh my goodness, all that chest powder they did when they beat the Packers on November 1st in Lambeau. That was their Super Bowl. They didn't think it was, but it was. They went down. They went down after that. It's what the Vikings do. Um, but yeah, that's how Week 16 started with that Christmas Day game, and then we got a trio of Saturday games that saw the Bucks blow out the Lions. I mean, blow out the Lions. Um, to clinch the playoff spot. Congrats to them. The Buccaneers entered this season with the second longest playoff drought in the NFL. Of course, Cleveland's is longer. They have a chance to end theirs, but I'll get to that later. Um, the Buccaneers hadn't made the playoffs since '07, and that was the year that Brady in New England had that perfect regular season, but lost the Super Bowl. But but yeah, so congrats to them. Buccaneers getting playoff football, part of Tampa Bay's sports surge, which included a Stanley Cup and a World Series appearance. Uh, Niners waltzed into Arizona, which was their makeshift home for the rest of the season, but the Cardinals were the home team, and put a damper in their playoff hopes. And the Dolphins eliminated Vegas. But at least the Raiders beat the Chiefs. That's their Super Bowl. Oh my goodness. Well, they had two Super Bowls. They beat the Saints in week 2, but their true Super Bowl was that win over Kansas City, and they remained the only team to beat the Chiefs because the Kansas City barely survived the Falcons. The Falcons came close. They kind of had them on their heels, but a missed field goal clinched it, and as a result, the Chiefs are numero uno in the AFC permanently. They clinched the number 1 seed, so Week 17 is pretty much a bye for them. Um, and speaking of clinching, there was more clinching. The Steelers finally clinched the AFC North after having like what 2-3 weeks to do it. But they ended that 3-game skid and beat the Colts. Though it wasn't easy. The Colts had them up. The Colts were up 24-7, but that league went kaput. Colts do have some problems. Colts do have some problems, but they're still in it. Of course they are. They're 10-5. Um, Bears made mincemeat of the Jaguars, so they moved past the playoff line with that given win. As for the Browns, they became the second team to lose to the Jets. Jets won back-to-back games. However, they won back-to-back games at the wrong time because that 2-game winning streak just clinched the number 1 draft pick for Jacksonville. Isn't that something? Amazing how this season has gone. Bengals won a road game for the first time in 2 years. I can't believe that. But as far as the clinching didn't stop there. The Seahawks clinched the NFC West with that 20-9 win over the Rams. To me, that was a dominant win, even though 11 points is the second lowest possible double-digit win. But it felt like Seattle was beating them 35-9, not 20-9. The Rams played horribly. And at that point I went. I never really defended the Rams, but I just flat out hated them. I did. I just flat out hated them after that game because they made me mad. How the Rams are in this playoff race playing the way they are, playing the way they play is a mystery. People talk about the NFC East teams. I think they're better than the Rams. I really do. Because a lot of the NFC East teams don't have that much potential. Well, the Cowboys do, but a lot of them don't have that much potential. The Rams have potential. They were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Yet they play like hot garbage this season. They haven't beaten anybody of substance except for Seattle. And the ironic thing is, they won 5 out of their last 6 entering that game over Seattle, but they played poorly. The defense kept giving the offense chances to do something. The defense did their thing, and the offense just kaput. They were the reverse Packers. Great defense, but the offense, where was it? It was missing. Speaking of the Packers, oh my goodness, what a victory! What a victory! Tennessee now didn't have a chance. Did not have a chance. As the song goes, they had no chance in hell. And of course, one of my favorite cartoon characters is Tennessee Tuxedo, and his line is always, Tennessee Tuxedo will not fail, but the Tennessee Titans did. Oh my goodness. And the icing on the cake, proverbial cake, was Derrick Henry being held to 100 yards. Derrick Henry now, best running back in the league, my #1 draft pick in fantasy football. Yeah, I drafted him first. I made sure to get him a few months before the season started. And he runs through everybody. And Packer fans, myself included, feared, well, he's going to run all over us because we have no run defense. But we held them to 100. Under 100, held him to 98 yards, and kept him out of the end zone. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And Packers just trounced the Titans 40-14. We remained in control of our own destiny for that #1 seed, and 1 is our magic number. All we have to do is win next week. And as awesome as the last 2 games of week 16 were, the Monday game was, yuck. Buffalo just trounced Patriots and pretty much officially pulled the plug on it. Well, they were already eliminated, but as far as that goes, Urinating Tree, the legendary YouTuber, pretty much said that game was a passing the AFC East torch. The Patriots had it forever. Now the Bills have it. But of course, but that's how it ended. Of course, Week 16 also included the NFC East cluster. Washington had a chance to clinch a playoff spot in the division with a win after the Giants lost, but they got beat. And Dallas beat the Eagles, so the NFC East is wide open. Wow. I love Week 16. I love Week 16 because it's basically the Christmas week. And I really love Week 17 because, among other reasons, it's the New Year's week. Week 17 usually falls, depending on the calendar, either on the final Sunday of the year or the first Sunday of the new year. In this case, it's the latter. Week 17 takes place on the very first Sunday of 2021. And there's a lot of playoff scenarios. I'm going to separate them. I'm going to separate by conference. I already mentioned the NFC East scenarios in an earlier video, but I'll break it down from I'll do the AFC in one video and the rest of the NFC in another, because the AFC picture is so cluttered with all those 10-5 teams jockeying for the remaining spots and a division title. Yeah. So it's going to be a very, very insane Week 17. So much is on the line, as it usually is, but even more so because the extended playoff field. So with that, I will end my recap of Week 16, and in the following couple days this week, I'll break down the clinching scenarios in both conferences separately. So with that, I say the ride's almost over. Enjoy it responsibly. Enjoy the new year responsibly and safely. We're almost there. 2020 is almost over. Thank the Lord. So with that, I say enjoy the rest of the season. Enjoy the week 17, and I'll be back shortly.